Welcome back, MTG Joe here, and today we are going to be playing some Best of 1 Historic, and we are going to be playing a Gruul Shaman's tribal deck. So looking at Untapped, this is where I pull some of my deck lists. Really good companion tool, tracker, both for your own stats as well as just to get deck ideas. So what I did is just apply the filters, Platinum to Mythic, to get rid of some of the lower rank noise. This deck in particular has a after 370 games, has a 55% win rate. So jumping to the deck itself, I made a few changes due to personal preference, but we'll look into it. But basically, we're playing around a card, Harmonic Prodigy. So it's a 2-mana 1/3 prowess, so non-creature spells allow it to get a +1/1 counter for the turn. But the text that we're really concerned with here is if an ability of a shaman or wizard you control triggers, we get an additional trigger. So what does that mean? Elvish Visionary draws 2 cards. Burning Tree Emissary creates 4 mana. You have Goblin Anarchromancer, which reduces the cost of our spells, which lets us kind of storm off with playing a bunch of creatures for the turn. Rage Forger, which is one of the huge payoffs to being Shaman here, has all our creatures that are Shaman on the battlefield, gets 2 +1/1 counters. And then whenever a creature you control attacks, we may assign 1 point of damage. The Harmonic Prodigy lets us assign 2 points of damage. So it doubles up that indirect damage. So kind of like Hellrider of Past, where even before you actually deal combat damage, your creatures are already pinging. Seasoned Pyromancer draws 2, discards 2, draws 2, discards 2. So lets you just get free value off that there. We are a Collected Company deck. And the other cards in the deck, just to round it out, we have Llanowar Elves, Elvish Visionary, the same card. One's legal here in Historic to ramp us up. And then we also have Fauna Shaman. So Shaman itself plays into the effects. This allows us to discard a card. If it's discard a creature card and then search our library, basically a tutorable effect to find either our Prodigies or our Rage Forgers. What I changed was I went down to 3 of these and then put up an extra Bone Crusher. I like to have these stomps to break any sort of prison locks and just a little bit additional removal in Best of 1 just for some key effects, like against elves, just taking out a lord perhaps. Against the Jeskai creativity combo, you could get around the damage prevention of Sarah's Emissary. So some key things there, 9 lives lock. We have Shatterskull Smashing as utility lands that we could technically discard with Pyromancer to get tokens. And then I just switched up the mana base a bit. There was a green desert. I just like creature lands, so added in some creature lands into the deck itself. So we are just hanging around like top 1200-ish Mythic. Let's try this out, see how it does, if we can get around the trickery decks, and go from there. If you are interested in using Untapped, we'll show you an overlay when we are playing the games. It is free to download and use. It is something that I really enjoy. It keeps all my stats tracks. The link is in the video description, so you can download that for free. Well, that's interesting. It says now like 1600. We can keep this hand. This hand looks pretty sweet. So they're on Luris, so likely either Arcanist or Auras. This matchup may be a little difficult. What we might want to do... Yeah, we're probably just going to kill the core Spirit Dancer this turn. Okay, that's pretty good. So this black-white version doesn't get as big. Them suiting up on the All Seeds could be a bit problematic. Could start popping off next turn. You know, better they use the Aura effect now. Yeah. They get to draw a card here, but getting that off the table will be good. So we do this. We also have Collected Company. So we do this. That makes 4 mana. So we got Harmonic Prodigy. No great enter the battlefield effects here. But next turn we can just churn through and draw a lot of cards, hopefully. This version has a lot more removal to answer our stuff, which is annoying. We're just going to take the 2 damage here. I don't really want the Line of War Elf, so we're just going to do this. So we get to discard. I wanted those. Ooh, Rage Forger. So we could try for a land. Or I can Rage Forger. I think we try for a land this turn. Okay, still pretty good turn. Next turn I can Rage Forger, potentially Collected Company. I could Collected Company as well. We do want to hit a land. That's annoying. No vigilance yet is good for us. Them swinging with this could be beneficial. There's the vigilance. That's a bit of a problem. It's still only a 3/4. So we can still get stuff big enough here. Perfect. So we're going to Rage Forger. Counter, counter. We're going to Collected Company. You draw a lot of cards with this deck. What you got, opponent? Looking just for more copies of Rage Forger. We've already discarded one. Do we have a salty opponent? They do have the ability to block, sack for protection. We got the ground pretty blocked off. All that glitters could potentially kill us. We got a Roper. Sick. Draw a bunch more cards. So just a bunch of triggers here. We're still dead to potentially all that glitters. Holy. Decent turn 4. We'll take those. We will take those. And they interacted with our board. They killed 2 of our things. It's kind of like a creature storm deck, which is pretty sweet. I want to see how many triggers we can get. 16 is currently the record. Mr. Long, 959. We're 911. I think we keep this, just see what we hit. It's a little iffy, but if we flood out, we can sink mana into this. Okay. Glasspool Mimic could mean they're on... Oh, they're probably on Sultai combo. So I can do pretty much everything this turn. It's the... the name's eluding me. Neoform. They could technically win next turn. We're 1 mana short, so if they don't try to go for the win next turn, then we can get them. Discarded some good cards here. So if they don't have the win next turn, we could stomp in response. Nope, they got it. They have it turn 3, they have it turn 3. Can't really do much there. So basically they make copies here. Can I block enough? The thing is, I'm not really winning from this point. They're going to have so much on the board. Even if I block, my board's gone. So we were 1200, we won a game, we went up 200. We lost the game to someone equal rank and we dropped 400. Just arena ladder things. Basically, they were going to get a bunch of copies of it, and then they get the extra combat step. So they can usually push out about 40 points of damage. We can block some number of it, but then they get the extra combat, and then we don't have a board. What we needed was like a Rage Forger, potentially. Or if we just had access to 1 more mana, we could have interrupted the combo that turn. Same person. So the matchmaker's still not fixed. Okay, this hand's much better. Opponent does go first, so we're probably going to play it cool here. We'll stomp here. Life total largely doesn't matter. We're either going to be dead or not. Okay, so no turn 3 combo this turn. So we'll just go Prodigy here. Put this on green. Next turn I can just play Prodigy, hold this out. Okay, so they go Talisman. So I'm actually... just gonna do this. We'll hold up Collected Company here. Because if they don't do anything, I Coco. If they do something, then I can respond. It's kind of terrible. Ooh, Rage Forger. So can I do it all? I can. So play you out. Play you out. Alright, Mr. Long, we're 1-1 in our series. When they don't have the turn 3 combo, we can take them out pretty easy, but I'm just going to give it a sec while I don't want to play against the same person a third time. I like to try to show off the decks in a couple different manners, and us playing against the same person multiple times just isn't fun. So we will give it a second. Unfortunately, they've done tons of patch notes, but the one patch that we really wanted in the fix hasn't come through. Alright, see if we could avoid Mr. Long. 2-1 with the deck. Alright, Jank Builder. Jank Builder's at 540. I don't think Jank Builder's building the Jank. Opponent goes first. I think we try this. Okay, pretty decent this into this next turn. Okay, so I can do this turn, and then next turn I could kind of pop off because this will double my mana. The downside with this line is if they have a kill spell, then that's fine anyways, because then I just play that. This might be a tough matchup. They'll probably have like Unholy Heat, stuff like that. Would have liked the Llanowar Elf draw this turn. Okay, so that's a good start. Hopefully they don't have burn here. Looks like they have the Unholy Heat. Bit unfortunate. That would have let us push through a bunch. Just save the life total here. I think we're going to go wide this turn. So depending on what we draw, I'll probably get rid of the Visionary. Because if I can make like 3-4 tokens, racing this in the air is going to be tough. Play draw here is pretty much going to be, yeah. We're like super likely to be dead next turn just in the air. The fact we can't chump block, like this is 7 already, they only need a few spells. So I can do this. But we're probably... We needed this to stick that turn. I can't really attack, so 7 here. I only have 2 Shamans out. 9, yeah. It's 11. They need 1 spell to kill us here. Yep. We can chump the ground pretty well, but when we're trying to deal with these flyers, like, we're not going to see it. They now have access to Unholy Heat, and then usually some numbers of shocks or pillars. Happens to answer our board very well. If we were able to keep it on turn 2, the Archaeomancer, whatever, the cost reducer, we would have been able to play out most of our hand that next turn. Prodigy cost 1, and then we get 4 off BTE. Sound looks pretty good other all things considered. So we go Llanowar into BTE, Goblin, and our Chromancer into Collected Company. This person on Trickery. Problem is, like, even when they're mulling now with like Trickery being a deck. Okay, so likely not Trickery. I didn't need to do that. So we can keep this as a potential removal spell. Baral. Don't like seeing that. So do this. They're going to be some sort of flash deck, but they need to answer my board here, and we've gone pretty wide. I'm doing this as a bait for a counter. Cool. Could also auto pay for this. This lets them draw a card. So 2. The upside is if they have Wolf, then I can deal with Wolf the following turn. Nightpack Ambusher, which is a bit scarier. I think we want to deal with Nightpack Ambusher here. Let's go full control. So depending what they do next turn, we can still just attack pretty wide. I also just have 2 points of damage in my lands right now. Season's also really nice. Gonna hold this back, just gives us access to the most mana. Well, that's great for us. That's a very strange block. So the downside is I don't have the mana, but this again just lets me go super wide. I think it's worth it. Got him. Simic won't, like, unless they can get on the board pretty quick with like a Nightpack Ambusher with protection, their draw just wasn't. They should have blocked the Lord. Or the cost reducer. Let's get this one more. We are 3-2, I believe. Let's check. Yeah, we are 3-2 right now. See if we can get out the 4-2. So that game we didn't Rage Forger, we didn't Prodigy, but we just beat down, went wide. Forcing the Frilled Mystic out post-combat felt really good. Let's try this again. Server! Let us play Magic. Let us play Magic. This deck's fun. It's a different take on Gruul. You're not Ember Cleaving, but you're also dealing big chunks of damage. Kozmab. No red mana. They're on Luris. It's a bit of an iffy one. But any land in our first draws gets us ahead. So this is Arcanist. Cool. Auras typically doesn't play Fabled Passage. Could actually be the DRC, the Dragon Rage Chandler Izzet deck. Do you have Thoughtseize? This will be an interesting take on their part. Let me highlight this. Better this than Thoughtseize. That was the correct play. Put this out just as a blocker for now. Might warrant them to push some removal spell on it. If not, we can Rage Forger. We are a bit sad if they Croxa. That's annoying. So their creatures, sorcery, land. They need one more effect. They need instant or artifact. Them taking Coco hurts. Okay. The only plus side is this deck doesn't gain life outside of Luris. So if we get a red source, play out both of these, that would probably be best. We're likely going to see Unholy Heat. Nope, just Soul Guide. So Delirium will be put on. The Scry's actually been pretty solid for them. They've taken off a lot of just lands off the top. Deadweight's an actual interesting inclusion here. That turns on Chandler. They could cycle that. I mean, you're fixing your draw a bit, but every answer. Playing this out next turn. We're hoping to keep Emissary around. Would have been decent. They're going to tear apart my hand here. They can also turn on Revolt with the Soul Guide Lantern. Not bad. We're in a bit of a race situation. Now what they can do is attack, sack this, use the Revolt. Yeah. Kill my Rage Forger, which will likely... see which one they want to do. Okay, so they do that one. That lets them push through some damage. This lets me attack still through. Us never drawing another red source is a bit annoying. Yeah, we're just... we're too far behind at this point. The flyer we're going to have trouble dealing with. We can't really establish a board state. So all in all, we went 3-3. Turns out flyers, big sad for the deck. You know, I want to do one more. Let's see how it plays out. Them tearing apart our hand felt pretty bad, but also just having every piece of removal. Okay, Mr. Long again. They're on Neoform. So doing this, we're going to dig for Bone Crusher Giant, but we might just be dead. Okay, Talisman. So they can set it up for potential the following turn. Okay, so they trophy us here. Let's get another green source. I think if they Wish Claw, we Wish Claw back. Get Bone Crusher Giant. We don't advance our board, but I think it is correct. I doubt they're playing Pact of Negation. If they are, they are. Can't do much there. So the problem here is with Druid, I can't kill it. So I think we're gonna do this. Make some 1/1s. Very slow start from us. So the thing is here they'll target Why doesn't it give me a chance to respond there? I should have been given a chance to respond. That's annoying. Why did I not get a chance? The trigger goes on the stack. I guess then it resolves, but then they just play and they copy. It doesn't matter. I'm dead either way. Okay, so combo is going to be a bit of an issue. We don't really play much interaction, and the flyer decks tend to be a bit of a problem. But if you're looking for a fun, kind of more aggressive deck, check this one out. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you have a great one. If you can, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.